Oh, wow. Wow, this
Wow.
is so
Oh my
comfortable. I'm
God.
so glad that my my neck had the right support.
Yeah, I'm so glad I made this pillow.
What?
Yeah, I made a pillow.
We just finished our class. I'm really happy that we took this one.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of like from the classes that we have taken, this one feels like I really fell in love with it. I'm like, oh my God, I can do things now. You
Yeah,
know?
I think it's super like applicable. When we took acting class, I felt like that was a little harder to adapt into my everyday life. I mean, I do think I got better at like presenting myself and like speaking in public more. I also took a public speaking class though the next semester, so I don't know. But like that I'm never like acting. Like I'm never like
I mean, you use a lot of skills in acting in like everyday life, like listening to people.
Yeah, that's
make
true.
like because like I think what makes a good actor
Oh, wait.
is that like you feel like you're part of the scene almost. You know,
Yeah.
like something that's interesting is that like now when I watch actors and actresses and I'm watching a movie, I can tell like how to critique it better. You know.
The juxtaposition of how she is in love, but she says she is not.
They look a little bit, how do you say, animated.
You know,
Oh,
where I'm
for
like,
sure, for
oh,
sure.
they're just saying the lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Versus it's like, no, they're reacting. You know?
I do think that's true. I feel like Marriage Story is a good example of when like I first watched that movie, I'm like, oh, it's really good. I don't really know why, but it is good. But then I think after taking the acting class, I was like, oh, it's good because the acting's significantly
Yeah.
better than what I've ever seen before. Like it was way too believable where I'm like, oh my God, I actually hate you, Adam Driver, because you're so annoying. That means you're just a really good actor. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think I have like more respect for the like acting thing.
The acting like
Like
as a profession.
yeah. No, for sure.
It's not that easy. I mean, they make it look easy because
They're good.
they're good,
Yeah.
but like try looking mad. Try I'm mad.
Or try
It's not.
looking mad, but like you're trying to hide that you're mad.
Yeah.
That's hard. Anyways, yeah. So sewing is a great class to take. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Also-
and it's officially this is our first kind of project for this podcast.
Yeah, we wanted to do things with our life.
Yeah.
So
This is us being proactive and us showcasing it. I think the one thing that I learned from this class, besides like how to thread like a machine, is that like you could just do things.
yeah, for sure. I think when I tell people that I'm taking a sewing class, they're like, "Oh my God, you could do this, this, and this." And I'm like, yes, and that is why people learn how to sew. Like, I'm so glad
Yeah.
I'm learning this because you can't just like take any piece of clothing or any piece of fabric and then do something with it. And it's like one of those activities where it doesn't require like looking at anything, which I think is really important for me right now because I feel like I'm pretty overstimulated.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird to see how like fast it is to pick up a skill too, or like to start a skill. Cause I think like sometimes I like want to start a new hobby, but I'm so like overwhelmed with how like, oh my God, I have to get like all the supplies and I have to learn all of these small things. And like I felt that way with sewing for a long time, but then I just took the class and I'm like, okay, now I can just like now I know the basics, so now I can just like do stuff
Yeah.
and like improve as I want to, like as my projects get more like complicated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's actually quite easy to learn a skill or pick up a skill.
Yeah. It's super empowering. Anyway, so last week we were talking about our challenge, which was say something nice to somebody. Something. Let's say something nice to someone. Hey, let's say something nice to someone.
Yeah. Okay, so Ian and I went to like an open mic thing that he usually goes to, and one of his friends attends or volunteers there, and for the first time I saw her face. Because everyone usually wears a mask. I saw her face and I was like, oh my gosh, you are really pretty. And that's what I said.
Oh,
And she
really?
was like, oh, thank you. So,
Oh, okay. I'm
yeah.
trying to wonder who this friend is.
But I was like really surprised because I've never seen, not surprised. I guess surprised is an interesting word to use, but like,
I thought you were ugly, actually.
I guess I like never, I don't like assume people's faces.
Yeah.
And I didn't assume hers. And then when she took off her mask, I was like, oh my gosh, you have a really pretty face. It's
Oh.
like,
Is
yeah.
is this person? Do they have glasses?
no, there's someone you hang out with now often. They're like part of a group.
Oh, okay. I know
Yeah.
who you're talking about.
So I was just like,
cool.
whoa. Yeah.
Ah, how delightful.
And then I also was in Costco.
Wait, no. I don't know who you're talking about, actually. There could be two. Is it the one where I'm like, wow, this person's a cool person? That one?
You say that with everyone you volunteer with.
That's actually so true. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Okay. But another.
They don't have glasses.
They don't have glasses.
Okay, I know who you're talking
Okay.
about.
There's another moment. I was in Costco and I was just sitting at the food court alone. And the table over me, there was this like old, like a middle-aged man, and his eyes matched his shirt. And then
His eyes matched his shirt?
His eyes matched his shirt, and it brought out his eyes. You know.
Was he wearing like a brown shirt?
No, he's wearing like a blue shirt, and it made his
He had blue
eyes look
eyes.
more blue. And then his, I guess like some lady came to sit with him, and then he had to get something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, is that your husband?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, it is." And then I was like, "Oh, his eyes really bring out, or his shirt really brings out the color of his eyes." And then she was like, "Oh my God, yeah." And then when he wears green, his eyes look more green. And they were, and then they were, yeah. I was like, nice. And
Oh,
then
sweet.
she told him, and then he's like, "Oh, thank you."
How did it feel? Good? Yeah.
Yeah, it felt good. I think like I guess I kind of forgot the challenge. Honestly, like in the back of my head, I was like, say something nice to someone. Was there anything specific about this challenge?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like hard. It did just make me. It just was nice though to like talk to someone.
Yeah.
And like interact with them, and they could have just been a total stranger. So
Yeah,
now I
yeah.
know that the guy his eyes look green if he wears a green shirt.
Yeah.
And his wife really likes that.
I did the same thing. It was also at the open mic where I talked to one of the performers and I was like, "Oh, you're so good.
Yeah.
You have like really good stage presence." And they did, and they do, but I think I kind of thought about it more the following days after it happened because I felt like I could have like made the conversation more. Sometimes like when I say something nice, sometimes I don't know how to continue the conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
And sometimes at least for me, sometimes I wonder or kind of struggle with like setting, like if they have boundaries. Like I don't want to like keep talking to them if they don't want to be spoken to, you know, like, "Oh my God, sick shirt. Thanks." Okay, so like what other stuff are you into, girl? Like I don't want to keep it going. You know what I mean? Like it's so awkward. But like there have been times where I compliment someone
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh my God, where'd you get your top? It's really cute." And they're like, "Oh, I got it from Hollister." And then I'm like, "Thanks." And then I'm already like turned around and like walking away because I got the answer and I was like,
Thanks, bye. Anyway, our mic died. Fucking podcast. Now we know for the future. So I think it's so important to just remember to flirt with the world. Like as soon as I started doing that, like man, life gets so much better.
yeah, it's interesting that like so many people actually like being complimented, being spoken to.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of people are now used to just keeping to themselves and they're kind of afraid to like talk to people, but it does make your life way more interesting.
Yeah.
You have like more stories to tell, and then also like it just adds something to your life because you're not just like
Yeah. And I think like
Tunnel vision?
as humans, I think we want to connect with other people. Flirting to me is like anything that you can consider playful.
yeah,
You know, it doesn't have to be
like romantic.
doesn't
or
have to be
anything.
romantic at all, but it can just be like truthful and playful at the same time.
Yeah, and I also think it should be more normalized so we aren't like so like if someone
Yeah.
does something nice to you, you don't automatically assume they have a crush on you. Like you should just be
Yeah.
nice to everyone even if you don't have a crush on them, you know?
Yeah, you're not that popular. Holy moly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's also
Set
like
the record straight,
yeah,
guys.
set
Joey's
the freaking record
telling you right
straight.
now.
Joey is actually just flirting with people, and I think as chronic flirters, I think it's important that like we tell the world. You know, I think ever since like we were young, I think you and I have always been like, they're flirts.
Yeah. No, my friend, when you called me that, I was like, yeah, actually, like in my friend group, I'm known as that. So, yeah.
Anyways, flirt, please. So Joy, how's your week? Tell me.
My week was pretty rough, actually. I was having a really hard time this
Oh, shoot.
week because, so for work, I volunteered to lead my first project.
Yeah.
So we're like working with a client and we have to do like communication strategy for them and
Yep.
stuff. And I also have a co-lead. And I think like this week I was kind of just hit with a lot of like imposter syndrome because I had a lot of questions to ask like my boss and then also my co-lead, and I felt like I didn't know exactly what to do or how to move, like how to navigate like the meetings and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just felt like I had to ask for help every step.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me feel like I was how do you say, like
A loser?
not a loser, like I just didn't have the qualifications.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
loser, huh? That's what you think of me now, huh?
Okay.
No, but I just didn't have the qualifications to be a co-lead yet.
Yeah.
And I know I'm like learning, or I'm supposed to be learning as I'm going, and like that's what I am doing. But it did feel like a, you know.
Yeah.
And we had a meeting this week, and I like barely spoke,
Mm.
and it was like weird because like if I give critiques for designs, I like speak a lot, but because I've never like led people and like done stuff like this,
Yeah.
I'm like I don't know what to say. But my co-lead was speaking a lot, and I was also thinking like, oh, this is such a bad look that like I feel like I'm not proactive, and I also feel disappointed in myself that I don't even know how to like be more proactive,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I just like, yeah, I just felt like a lot of imposter syndrome, and I'm like getting better. I'm feeling a little bit better, but like I also feel like still super new because I am, but like
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't super new, and like yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you ever feel like imposter syndrome?
All the fucking time. But I think it gets better for sure. I think it's like imposter syndrome. I felt that way too when I was in college, and I was like, when I had clients, the last client I had, remember when I had like a panic attack because it was like really stressful? That one was like major imposter syndrome because like I had to like hire people, pay them, or figure out what to pay them, figure out how to like pitch the work. And it doesn't go away, but I think you get more comfortable with this feeling that you're having of like, oh, I feel disappointed, I feel like an imposter, but it's like I think you begin to reframe it in your head as like a, oh, okay, like that's okay. Like you reframe it as like a, this is just me growing as a person.
Yeah.
You know, because like a question that I had for you and something that you kind of already answered is that like, oh, is this your first time leading a project?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess like
You know, as and like I think what I'm going with that is
Yeah.
that like it's your first time. You know, like if you are, you know, being a pro volleyball player, like you can't expect to be the champion person. You know, you can't
Sports
the
terms.
star player. You know, it's your first time.
yeah, that's
So
true.
like it's totally okay, but it also shows you that like you have high expectations for yourself, and that like the disappointment that you feel is just like oh, okay, like you have high expectations for yourself, and so like it shows you like that's good for you.
I don't know if it makes me feel better that it might never go away, because I was talking to my mom. I had asked her a random question like, "Oh, can you describe me? Like how do I seem through your eyes?" And she said like a bunch of nice things, but the thing that stood out to me was that she was like, "You don't believe in yourself enough." And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I already know I like struggle with that. So I'm like, this week I was kind of struggling with like believing in myself as like that I can be a good co-lead.
Yeah.
So I was just like, word, mom did say this. But I don't know. It's like hard to balance having high expectations and then also like I never feel like I'm reaching them. And then when I feel
Yeah.
like happy with myself, like my automatic response is always like, no, there's something I could have done better, especially if I'm like even designing something or like that's something I'm like used to. Like when I make something, I'm always like, no, there has to be something I can do better. I'm asking my coworkers, I'm like, no, is like everything fine? Like, is this good? Like, are you sure? Have you seen this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. It's kind of unhealthy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me personally, like when it comes to expectations of the self, it's an interesting dance that you're doing, but it's never fully balanced, I would say, because like you're leading this project. And if you were to ask yourself 3 years ago to be someone that led a project like this, you'd be like, no freaking way. You know, but I feel like as you gain new skills, your expectation also rises with that, because what you thought you previously couldn't do, you could do now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's really about being comfortable of like knowing, like giving yourself enough patience and grace to be like, oh, I actually really suck at this, but I was actually a lot worse in this.
Yeah, I think I do need to acknowledge that like I'm getting better,
Yeah.
but I tend to just jump and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, no, I need to get better even more. or
Yeah.
even more, even more, even more, even more, and then I like never feel satisfied.
I think like there's what's also hard about like life in general, lol, making it super deep, is that like it's a skill to feel satisfied. Like it's a huge skill to look at your life and look at your project and be like, that's good. That's good enough for now, you know? And like I'm content with what I have now and what this looks like now. Like that's a skill that you're gonna build until forever.
Okay.
You know, but I think it's more just like understanding that the satisfaction is the thing that needs to happen in order for you to keep doing what you're doing,
Yeah. Okay.
you know.
Guys, it's gonna be a long journey ahead of us.
Yeah,
That's just what I'm gathering.
but also like the same thing with this, like our art and our podcast. Like we look back at our podcast like 10 months ago.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ, mad, like very
Thank
bad.
God it's archived, guys.
Thanks
Don't even try
God.
looking for that.
Yeah, no, it's archived, but it's like really interesting to see how far we've gone in just 10 months.
Yeah, even actually 10 months. There was a episode that I saw literally last night that was maybe like 6 or 7 or
Yeah.
6 months ago, something like that. And it was literally, I was like the angle, the
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Bro, we had nothing on these walls, which I think was okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was just interesting. Like we have changed a lot.
And I think back then we if we were to be like, oh, this is how it looks like now, we're like, whoa, who the fuck are these guys?
Whoa.
You know? But the same thing is that like we have to be happy with where we are now because later on we'll get better for sure.
Yeah.
But if we cripple ourselves too much and be like, oh, I can't, it's our expectations are too high, then we won't record this episode. You know? But yeah, so I would say like for your work, it's okay.
Okay.
It's 1 week out of the 56 weeks, 52 weeks.
Yeah.
And I also think it's like a good experience to know what that feels like. You know, I guess what I always say is like just feel everything. You know, take that in. So bad week, huh? Anything else?
Yeah.
What is this?
Okay, I haven't finished it.
Okay.
But basically, like, the other thing I wanted to work on was, like, being more mindful with my phone consumption.
Uh-huh.
Because I had mentioned that and stuff. So I started embroidering. This is what it looks like so far.
Ooh, okay.
It's, like,
Can I
from a
see?
kit. And I actually, when we were in sewing class, I was getting confused on how to, like, thread the needle.
Yeah.
Because in embroidering, it's, like, different. So I was like, you were like, Joey, just do it. Like, it's literally, yeah, like, always. And I was like, always? And I was so confused as to why I was confused. And it's because I've been doing this for, like, a week.
Yeah.
So it actually takes a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah.
I really wanted to, like, show you it
A
being
finished
completed.
product, yeah.
But I also was like, you know what? It's fine. I should also show my progress,
Yeah.
too. So
It looks really good. I for you guys, we actually don't update each other during the week anymore, Joey and I, just so that way we can have it like on the podcast. But this is really impressive.
Thank you.
What's
thank you.
actually super funny is that like when I embroider, I actually do it the wrong way. Now that you're mentioning it, I
How
do it
so?
the way that you're supposed to, well, like the way that you sew.
Oh.
So it's like double threaded.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're supposed to do that.
You're not.
Yeah. So that's why. Now I know for sure because mine don't look like this. This looks like really clean lines.
Thank you. I've improved a lot since I last did one, which was maybe like 4 years ago. So the origin of this, well, it had been on my mind a lot, but because I had so many headaches and I was about to faint last week, I thought like, oh, I really do need an activity
Right.
that isn't on a screen
Yeah.
and it's still creative. Because when I draw, I'm like still trying to learn how to draw on my iPad. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just embroider something. So now when I'm like watching a show or I'm like, actually, I was doing this at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and I was like talking to myself for an hour straight. So I guess I have a lot to say.
You were talking to yourself for an hour straight?
Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, say you're proud.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was.
What do you mean
Honest-
you're talking to yourself? Like give us a like a preview of that.
Okay, so it's like I'm like I have the needle and I'm like
Uh-huh.
no, like literally in the show I'm watching, like I can't believe that he would do that, you know? Like it's crazy that like it's like weird. And it's weird that people hate that about him because like if you really think about it, it's like it doesn't make sense.
No, for sure.
And he's like one of the nicest characters. He's like well written and like and I'm like just going on and like it's 2 a.m. and no one's listening to me, but I'm just like speaking. I
No,
think I
that's
tend
so
to
valid.
I tend to have like a lot of opinions just like kept to myself. So like when I do this activity, I'm like able to like do something and pretend someone's listening to me.
Yeah.
And like I don't have to worry about giving them context because I already know the context. I don't know.
No, that's
I sound
so
like
cool.
such an, I don't know if it's an introvert, but
Freaking
I
crazy.
sound
Oh, introvert is a good word too. I was saying crazy, bro. No, it's interesting because like there's people that like when I'm driving, I am like shouting and yelling, like singing.
Yeah.
Not just like I'm singing in the car. And I think that's like a form of like it's therapeutic, you know?
Yeah.
But I think yours is a little manic. It's like, yeah, no, for real, like I don't know, like anyone else? Me? Okay. My week was pretty good, honestly. Had a lot of things to do, so I'm just gonna speed run it a little bit. The first thing that I wanted to talk about on here was that on August 2025, the government of the United States of America decided that they were going to turn on interests for student loans.
turn on. What do you mean?
So it was like for a long time, since it was like after the pandemic, for whatever reasons, student loans weren't incurring interest. And so that just means that it was like your loan wasn't making more loans, you know? But in August, Trump decided that he wanted to turn it on. So they turned it on. And so I was looking at my student loans. Guys, I went to USC, which is like a pretty expensive school. And my loans went from $2,679.
Sorry, say that again.
$2,679.
Per month.
No.
200. Sorry.
Bro, what? Per-
200. Sorry, I kept hearing
Two-
2,000. 2,000. My bad. And I was
Actually,
like,
I'm actually so wrong.
why?
20,000.
That's why I was like.
Guys, that's on me.
Wait, maybe it's also on me. Maybe because I'm like imagining the numbers, and also I'm really bad at that.
So
Okay, go on.
my loans went from $20,679 to $20,695, and that changed in 8 days. So it's only like a $15 increase, but like in my head, I'm like, whoa, I can see exactly how a lot of people get like trapped under student loan debt.
Yeah.
And so I was like really curious about this topic this week, especially because I need to start paying mine and I need to start taking it more seriously to like pay it off, or else I'm like kind of fucked. But there is 1.8 trillion student loan debt in the whole United States, and 1 in 6 adults are affected by student loans. So if you know 6 people, at least one person has student loans, and I think the average student loan is like 36,000 now. So it's trying to pay off like 36,000. It's kind of insane, I guess.
Yeah.
It depends on like kind of what job you have and all that stuff. And I know some friends who graduated who like easily paid off their student loans, but I also know a lot of people who don't, and who like don't do that. And so something that I wanted to figure out is like how to best approach my student loans. And there's like 2 ways to approach student loan debts. Well, I'm sure there's multiple ways.
Okay.
But these are like the 2 approaches. So there's something called like an avalanche method or a snowball method. So the main
So
thing
you
is
have
that
more
with the
snowballs.
avalanche method is that like it's mathematically the best choice. Meaning that like when you do the avalanche method, you want to take the one with the highest interest and the highest cost.
Wait, highest interest or?
Yeah, because you have multiple student loans.
Okay.
So like let's say
Oh,
for
I
me,
see,
I
I
have
see.
20,000, right? I have 20,000 student loans, and some of them might be like in $5,000 or $2,000 chunks that I got from like the school or the government or whatever it might be. And so one of them might be like 5,000K or 500. Oh my gosh, 5K. Jesus, 5K. And it's like 5% interest rate.
Yeah.
Right. And then I have another one that might be like 3K, but it's like 2% interest rate. So I want to make sure that I tackle on the ones that have the highest interest first, regardless of how much it is, and then like delete those so that over time, or like pay them off. So over time, I don't have to like pay the interest on those. That might be a little bit harder if like the loans are really big. So like let's say mine is 5,000, but it's the highest interest, and then there's one that might be 1,000, but it's like 2% interest. If you're doing the snowball method, you're kind of doing it because it's a huge motivator almost.
Wait, the snowball or avalanche?
The
method?
snowball.
Oh, okay.
The snowball one. So in contrast with the avalanche, the snowball one, you pay off the smallest one first. So like regardless of the
Oh,
interest.
okay.
So you pay off like, let's say the one that's 1,000 first, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. And the reason why you're doing this is that like it feels like you're crossing it off your list. It might have more interest over time, but if it feels like, let's say you have $100,000 in student loan debt, which is kind of insane, you know,
That
if
was
you have,
gotta be me.
yeah, if you have $100,000 in student loan debts, then you're looking at this number and you're like, holy crap, this is a huge freaking number for me to pay off, especially if you graduated as an art student. That's not a dig. That's a fact. And so I'm like, okay, so if you're doing the snowball method, you want to like attack the 100,000K with like the smallest one. So you kind of feel like this jolt of motivation of like, oh, I could tackle this on. But if you have the means to do so, the best one to do is the avalanche one, just because it makes sure that like you're not accruing a lot of like interest on your overall debt. My goal is to pay off my student loans by the end of the year. And so let's say I have the 20K right now. I could put the 20K into like an investments. And again, I'm not a huge financial guy yet, but like you could put that in investments and that might grow a lot faster than how much interest is like building up versus if it was like in the stock market.
Got
Right?
it,
Like the
okay.
stock market could be growing at a yearly, pace of like, this is just an example of like 10% a year, but your loans are growing at a 5% a year. And so if you think about the long-term difference between those two things, then eventually, if you put the 20K in the stock market, you'll make a lot more and then you'll eventually be able to still pay off the student loans. I can't do that because mentally I hate the idea of like having loans. Like I hate the idea that like there is something that I have to pay off to someone else. It makes me feel uneasy, so I'm going to try to tackle it as fast as possible.
Something I did this week
Okay.
that I hadn't mentioned was that I got my second facial in my life. What?
Second facial.
Honestly, at first I was like,
I could tell.
I don't even know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because the guy said there would be scarring. But I got like extractions for like my blackheads and stuff.
Uh-huh. That's when they
And-
do like the sucky tube thing.
No, it's like they prick at your skin and they like push it and then all the guts come out and like literally it's like blood all over your face.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So I got my second facial and literally I was like asking the guy, oh, I have like some photos.
Why is it like that though? Why is it 2 photos of just half your face?
Because the rest of my face was like so red and I just didn't want to show my
I
face.
see.
But I thought like, oh, I need to capture that I did actually go to a facial. So yeah.
We'll put it up.
This was after I got the extraction, right? So my skin was burning. It literally what I wrote is, it hurts so much. It's crazy how to have better skin. I must do this. It's not a must, but I will say that it's much more effective than testing our our TikTok skincare recommendations. Like, it's annoying that I have bad skin, and my skin isn't even like one of the worst. Like, I'm not. Luckily, I don't have to go like through Accutane,
Yeah.
and like I don't have like acne that hurts me, like physically hurts to touch my face. But it is just annoying that like I just have like acne that's just been there forever, and like the only way to remove it is like through a facial because I don't.
Physically take it out.
Yeah, and like I could try like and test skincare recommendations from TikTok or like the internet.
That takes
but
too
like
long.
it takes too long, and also it's literally like so much money down the drain because like not everyone's skin is different.
Yeah.
So-
Or everyone's skin is
Oh,
different.
sorry. Everyone's skin is different. Yes, good catch. So like, it was just really annoying. I was like getting frustrated because like
Yeah.
I texted my friend who also gets facials at the same place, and I was like, this sucks, man. And she's like, I know. Like why do we have to do this? And then I asked him like, what do I even have to use? Like, and he's like, no hyaluronic acid.
Yeah, so hyaluronic acid is a substance found in skincare. At best, it can help with anti-aging, intense hydration, and works well with sensitive skin. But at its worst, it can cause excess hydration, so your skin gets greasy or even dehydration.
My skin's oily, and if I add hyaluronic acid to it or add too much, there's already so much hydration because of the oil that like it'll just clog my pores and cause more acne.
What is that?
It's just supposed to be like hydrating stuff like that's found in like serums or skincare.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, also another thing I wanted to mention was that like in the extraction when they're like poking your skin and then they're taking all the stuff out,
Yeah.
literally my eyes were closed and it hurt so bad and I could feel like all of the water, like just the tears are welling up in my eyes. And then when we finished, I opened my eyes. No water came out because it took so long that it just had dried out by the time I opened my
Dang.
eyes.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I'm like so dead. But it was like, I don't know, it's my second one. I have to get like a couple more. I think I have to
Dang,
do like
what?
I have to do like micro needling. The thing is that I hate about this is that it does actually work. Like my skin does look better. Ian did confirm this. I did not want that to happen, but literally after I got my first one, he's like, "Hey, you look good. Like you look better." And I was like,
true.
"No, really? But no, like that's so much money."
Really?
Like,
Yeah. It's actually so crazy that it's just money.
yes,
It's money and then like going to the gym.
yeah.
You know, it's like it's just money.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
can
also
literally
time,
buy that.
or like money is time or whatever. Like you can
Time
pay,
is money, baby. Let's just go.
like you can pay people to like do other stuff for you, like
Yeah.
like folding your laundry. But like it's crazy how, like just to maintain your life and like do all these things and look good, like you have to take other stuff out, like mundane tasks, so
Yeah.
you can have time to do like go to the gym to
Yeah.
like take care of your skin and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And like also get good sleep because that's a huge part of it. Have a
Yeah.
good diet, but it takes long to cook good food. You know, like
Yeah.
my goodness. So-
Everybody, get your bag up, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, say it with me. Get your bag up.
Get your bag up. Get your bag up. Get your bag up.
Ethically,
Ethically.
as much as you can.
as much as you can.
We live in capitalism. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I think it is. I mean, yeah, make more money. Okay. Cool. I played Mahjong.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know how to play?
I know how to play Mahjong.
Like
guys.
now you know how to play, or before you did? not?
I did one
Or-
game of Mahjong maybe 3 weeks ago, but then
Okay.
I did another game this week, and it was really fun. I had so much fun. I think I didn't win,
Oh,
but I had a lot of fun, and I think it's getting to a point where I'm like I could occasionally see myself at a Mahjong event and be like,
does it have like money in it? Is it like
you
poker?
can
or, like,
you can for sure.
Oh, okay.
You can gamble through Mahjong, but I play for the community. I play for the love. I play for the love of the game. But yeah, I played Mahjong. I guess I just want to flex that real quick. So Joey, what's the challenge for this week? What do we got?
The challenge for this week is to write a letter to ourselves on like how we're doing.
Should we make it more interesting by making it a poem?
Yes, let's make a poem.
Let's make a poem, and then we'll share it with the class next week.
Okay, yeah. And if everyone has a poem, then we can put it in the comments.
Guys, if you made it to this part of the podcast, comment your favorite song at the moment. But anyway, thanks for tuning into our podcast. That's fantastic. My name is Ian Solano,
And I'm Joie Solano.
and this is us. So we'll see you next week, next Thursday at 8 a.m. We'll see you then.
Bye.